everyone. Good morning, go welcome to here. Today we're gonna talk about something, okay? Today we're gonna talk all about vibrato. Yeah. And so what's vibrato? Vibrato is, let me show you. Vibrato is when we bend a string and raise its pitch and lower its pitch in a wave-like fashion. But so vibrato could be a little tricky. So I'm going to show you a couple techniques that I like to use to vibrato, and I'm going to show you just how to practice them. And so first of all, let me say there's no right way to vibrato, okay? Everyone, oh my eyes are burning, sorry. Everyone vibrato is different, and you kind of just need to do it to develop your own method. But here are two different types of vibrato techniques that I'm going to show you, just to get you started, you know? And so the first one is what I like to call the BB King style, which is to move your wrist back and forth. You see it? Do you see it? You see how it's moving this like this? Do you see that? And this isn't pure BB King style because no one could vibrato like BB Sting. He hardly even touched the neck at all. Sometimes he would vibrato just with his finger. What the heck is that about? But this is the essence, okay? And the real struggle with this technique specifically is that you need to have a lot of strength in your finger. The hallmark of a good vibratoer, okay? Vibratoer is great string control, and in order to have good string control, you need to have really strong fingers. These guys. Fingers. So when you practice this technique, you want your focus to be on holding the string in place with your finger, whichever finger you're using, okay? Because I'm willing to bet that if you try this technique and you find your wrist is like awkward and you can't really move it back and forth, the problem is most likely not in your wrist at all and in your fingers instead. You probably don't have a very good grasp on the string, which is why you can't get your hand to move in unison around it, because you can't really hold the string very well. And that's fine. That's fine. That's not a problem. Look at my glass. Look at my glass. Look at it. Sing a sling, sling, slow so sling. And sometimes when I do this technique, I kind of meld it with my own version, right? Which is what we all are going to do. Especially when I vibrato with my ring finger here. My wrist is a little bit more stable. It's still moving back and forth like this, but that energy is more centralized into the fingers. See my spooky earrings? And so the next technique is the Eric Clapton style. And that is, instead of moving your wrist back and forth, you're instead going to be moving your entire forearm and hand up and down to move the string. See how I'm moving my entire forearm? Faux arm. It's not a faux arm, it's a real arm. It's an arm. And this technique requires a little bit less finger strength, since the movement in this technique is coming from your entire arm, as opposed to just your wrist or finger, you know? Let me tell you a story about my ninja. He's a ninja, but he's also a toad. Okay, so we talked about the techniques. We talked about them, okay? We talked about them. Like, see my glass. Let me show you my glass. And so again, all right, good vibrato consists of good, strong fingers and string control. So how do we practice those? How do we practice good, strong fingers and good gun control? Did I say gun control? Oh, don't go there. The way that you could practice that is by doing what I like to call the slow and steady strings. And that is, let's say we're playing anything, okay? We're playing a solo, all right? When you go to vibrato a string, you will linger on the note and you will force yourself to sustain it, like this. You know? And what this does is it does not allow you to bail mid-vibrato, okay? Which can sometimes happen when we lose grip of the string. And also, as you're sustaining the note, okay, make sure or force yourself to not change the pattern of your hand movement. You have to keep that hand motion consistent. You can't then start to, cramp up or whatever. So, with this practice, the trick is you're going to linger on a note, right? And you're going to focus on holding the string down and also keeping that hand motion consistent and uniform. And that is how you get a consistent and uniform vibrato sound. Okay. There's a plane. It's flying overhead. It's flying overhead on my radio, and I want it to go. And so that's it. Was that helpful at all? I don't really know. Now my vibrato finger hurts. So that's all, everyone. I hope that was helpful. If it wasn't, sorry. Let me tell you a little story about a man named Mary Margaret. Mary Margaret was a daughter, and he loved real estate. And because he loved real estate so much, he passed away. Rest in peace, Margaret. Rest in peace. Don't forget, skydiving isn't that great. And if you skydive or want to, I suggest you this. I suggest that you go skydiving, and on your way, you don't go. And you instead go to Pizza Hut. Don't forget to go to megachurchmusic.com. Get yourself the 70-cent guitar ebooks. We got 2 of them. Right here, 1, 2, okay? We got the 70-cent beginner guitar guide. That's gonna help you in your beginner journey. And we also got the 70-cent guitar study ebook. That is a chord study scale reference book, all organized in the CAGE system. It's one big study book, you know? And we got the Key to Music Theory World Tour coming out. That's coming out March 1st, and we talk about the absolute fundamentals of music. We talk about how major scales are built, how chords are built from those major scales, where notes come from, how we organize everything into keys. Know what else you should do? You should probably subscribe, because I'm gonna solve a Rubik's Cube on camera for the world to see at 5,000 subscribers. Yeah, that's all. This what you do. Don't forget, take out your peanut butter on Tuesdays and mix it up. Mix it. Scoop it. Put it in your toaster. And then, take your toaster and just throw it in the garbage, because what are you gonna do with a toaster full of peanut butter? Toodles.